Okay, I got something here, kind of serious. Okay. The encampment. There's an encampment that's closing over there by Kensington Market.
Yes, by the church.
Yes.
On College.
Yeah, and it's been causing a lot of stir around about that whole encampment closing because they're displacing a whole bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that that even happened in the first place, like,
is bad,
right? It's like we're literally dealing with a housing issue in this city, and we're sending
money to Ukraine, dog.
To Ukraine, to all types of places. So
places that it shouldn't even go.
I'm looking at an article here, courtesy of CBC. This is from a few hours ago. One person remains at encampment outside Toronto Church after the city began to clear the site earlier or on Friday. One person remains at the homeless encampment outside the Toronto Church Saturday after the city's crews began cleaning the site Friday night when temperatures dipped below freezing. Some protesters gathered on Friday as the dismantling of the encampment got underway outside the St. Stephen's in the Field Anglican Church on the corner of Bellevue Avenue and College Street in Kensington Market. The clearing started in the nightfall around 9:30 p.m. Several Toronto police officers were seen outside the church. By 5 p.m., 9 people had accepted offers of shelter space with wraparound support, and 1 person remained in the city right away. And basically, that's pretty much it, fam. There's not really much more to it. Like, they had to move them, fam.
Yeah.
And that's not the only place. Like, if you even see a picture of the encampment here, it's crazy.
I know. I've been by there plenty of times.
Yeah, I've walked by there mad times, bro.
Yeah.
We're dealing with a homeless, it's actually gotten worse over the years, fam.
Very much so.
The statistics that come up when it comes to homelessness in this city.
Mm-hmm.
So, thoughts? What do you think are some of the reasons why this problem has gotten so crazy?
Because of the wages of the rent. High.
I think it's rent, bro. The living expense over here.
Wages too, right? Because like with the cost of living going up, certain people are still making nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And gotta pay $2,100 for a 1-bedroom. Okay.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Okay. That's mad.
Grocery list is 5 items for
$100.
$150.
$100.
Yeah.
Easy. Okay?
I saw that the other day when I went to go get something. I was like, wait a minute. Ice cream is like $7?
Right.
No, you used to go into the grocery store and leave there with carts and bags and spend like maybe 2 bills. 3 bills. You'd be set for like a month.
Okay. So past that now. We're not like now. There's a lot of people that are living in housing that can't move because they can't afford a house.
Yeah.
So now the come up level has stopped. They kept you stagnant. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really make a move now. If you living in metro housing, you can't really save to get that house that can, for a down payment, used to be like 10 grand, 20 grand. If you got good credit. You know what I'm saying? No, you got to have over 200K now. That's madness.
Yeah.
Right? So now
a lot of credits are getting up because people are forced to take out lines of credit.
Very much so. Very much
use
so.
Their credits. So it all comes like full circle. It's like a cycle.
Very much so. Cycle. So now imagine how many people are living in their car right now with probably their family. Their youth goes to school from outside of a car into the school, probably washes their face at the school, or probably the dad knows how to take them to a community center, something.
Fam, when I went to Vancouver the other day, which also has a higher cost of living than Toronto, right? The Uber driver that was driving me from the airport, when we got to talking, he told me he lived in his car.
Thank you.
Doing Uber. So you're living out of what you're working in. You're making the money out of what you're like.
Basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's a real, and then after some people have mental health issues, you know what I'm saying? So those are the ones who want to stay on the road, right? And those are the ones who can't live anywhere. Like they're so mad they have to be locked up in CAMH for real. You know what I mean? Well, there's also shelters be turning people away because there's no space, right? And that's bad. They should already be licking down some of these places and then making a flipping warehouse full for ready for these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit, come on, man. This is easy mathematics. They know they can do it. If they can send money to goddamn Ukraine and send money to Israel and do all that, they can build these places in a night for these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's they don't want to.
Well, I feel like that problem, like the reason why it's gotten to this point now too, because even like the average person is going to food banks and stuff like that. Not homeless people, like people who have homes, have jobs and everything like that, but they just can't even afford the food now, right?
Yeah.
The reason it's gotten this bad is because that lockdown period. That lockdown period made people make decisions with their money, make decisions with their livelihood. A whole bunch of different rearranging happened in that time. People got a whole bunch of money injected into them with the whole CERB and all that. And it totally messed up the books. You know what I'm saying? If you were in charge of your finances, like you were on top of your finances prior to the pandemic, there's a big percentage of people who that whole shit went out of whack during those 2 years.
The
fam.
whole system got shot.
Yeah. So there was already people who were homeless.
Yep.
Right. And they had mental health issues.
Yeah.
But then there's people who were like on track. They, went through the pandemic, lost their job, let's say.
And then went.
Boom, homeless.
Yeah.
Right. Or took a whole bunch of CERB. The CERB dried up. They tried to do a few different things to make some money. That fell through. Now the world's open back up. Everything got too expensive. Boom. Now they're on road 2.
Holy.
You know what I'm saying? So like you got a whole bunch of new homeless cases. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what we used to have pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wonder what the statistics are, like the numbers from like pre-pandemic to
they'll lie to us. They're gonna lie.
Yeah.
They're gonna fudge those numbers out the roof.
But I'm sure there's more people who were homeless now than there was pre-pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm just to the point where I know they can do something about it and they won't. And I'm just like, it's in your face, guys. They
Well, they cleaned up San Francisco the other day because the Chinese or Japanese president was coming out to come see them.
Yeah.
And there was an area in San Francisco that was super mashed up. And they just cleaned that, boom, like that. No problem. Got rid of all of the people, I guess, placed them in different places that they needed to. And they're like, wait a minute. So it took like a diplomat coming down here to do that? Like, why didn't y'all do this a long time ago?
Because in those places, there's no homelessness.
No, that place had a bad homeless problem.
Like Japan, you think there's like big homeless issues?
But it took one of them people to come down and they wanted to clean up the house to make sure that it looked good. Like, fam, clean it up now so that we look good to the world, period. Not just when or even look good to our own home, fam. When we look around, we're inspired, bro.
Yeah, you know what messing me up too? Y'all let in a whole bunch of people from other countries and they ain't homeless.
Well, that's where it gets tricky, right? Because a lot of those people were trying to flee their countries. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to refugees and different things like that.
So basically, if you're poor and homeless and you were born here, your government will not feel sorry for you.
Well, you gotta share and it's kind of sounds kind of up to say, but like you have to share that kind of stress with people who are coming from other countries too.
Yeah, but they're actually coming with determination because they're coming from somewhere else that's been riddled with shit. So, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they beat you and you know what? It makes more sense because if you're gonna be poor in a country you were born here, why should we feel sorry for you? Am I sounding?
No, I hear it.
Am I sounding cruel right now?
No, that's the sentiment a lot of people have. Like, fam, you already been here. Like, you should have figured this shit out. Like, I came here from another country,
and
I went from homeless to having a home. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. So there's almost like that part where I think the government's like, nah, there's no excuse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's that point. You know what I mean? Like, it's very fickle with it too, because like, if you wanted to get up, get out and get something, you would. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. You'd want to be really doing bird baths in the community center for real, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's one thing, doing a vagabond and sleeping on doing couch surfing shit. But after a while, that can get tiring too to a person.
there's enough mans who are in that situation, eh?
Very much so.
Like,
but
man them, like just like regular niggas that you see at the club every week, and they got nice Amiri hoodies and things like that. But like
you have money.
They're couch surfing. They might live in the Benz that you see them in.
Yeah, very much so.
You know what I'm saying? They're just
very much so.
We got a little bit more pride, so it's like we ain't gonna go over to the shelter.
Yeah. So you set yourself in certain ways where you can float around, right? That at least is like that's the hustler in you. Yeah, right. But
get with a ting where you're like, okay, if I just blow her back out right, then I could at least sleep at her bed every night. You know what I mean? And that's what do you call those, the hobosexuals?
But survival too. Survival at its fucking best if you got to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, see, that's the thing, right? So like, if you born here and all that shit, you got to know how to hustle.
Yeah, you know keep those honey packs on deck, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yo, have you seen those honey packs everywhere?
Nah, man, that's what it is.
Because the man them need homes.
Right? You're trying to fuck to live, dog.
Yeah, gotta blow out a back tonight. Get a bed.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta go the extra mile.
Yeah, got a nice shower. Shorty keeps her crib clean. What? And she cooks.
Her little kid's in bed by at least 8.
Man's doing some stretches before he goes in. Make sure I blow that back out correct. Somebody's sleeping in there for the next month.
Leaving no evidence.
Yeah. Come on, put a baby in there. Now I got a home for life.
Yeah, until she'd be like, hey, I figured you out, little gym screecher.
You don't really like me like that.
Oh, shit.
You just wanted a place to stay.
How did you know? The jig is up. The jig is up, motherfucker.
Yeah. But listen, man, salute to the people who are dealing with it like on some real shit. Like, all those people out there, fam, I'm sure they don't want to be out there. You know what I'm saying? And now they're getting pushed around. A lot of them get pushed. I seen on CP24 talking about they're getting pushed to the East End, right? And they don't want to go to the East End shelters because there's less things to do. Like East End closing down at 10 o'clock, fam. Like there's no stores open. Everything's shut down, right?
So you got a bunch of but they're closed by a certain. They have to be in the shelter by a certain time too.
That's true.
Yo, I'm looking at an article that says,
you think you go to the club and then go to the shelter and knock the door and be like, hey, yo, let me in, nigga. I'm here with my bitch too. That ain't going down, nigga. They be like, you better sleep on the streets where you came from, nigga.
Yeah.
Should have slept at the club.
What are you saying here, BP?
I'm looking at this article that was dropped in 2022, so like around COVID times. So it's saying that Toronto has like 75 shelters spread around across the city, but 11 of them are owned by the city. The rest of them are nonprofit. Right, so the city only really
75
gave up to drop 11 locations. The rest of them are owned by like private nonprofit community, like,
oh man,
city's like, yeah, we'll give you 11,
11 for the amount of different people who are homeless. Like, that's, let's say a shelter holds 100 people, fam, right? There's thousands of homeless people out here, bro.
Do you know there's probably condominiums that are like being like right now nobody's living in them, that they can fucking take from China, from all those people that own them, and say, fuck it, we're gonna just do this project like this and have a community with people that they reform lives. Like, it's called like geared to income living. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand it, like how to make a place develop. Who the fuck am I to say they can't understand? They know what they're doing.
The city's spending more money on projects like trying to make those skyscrapers where it's all in one, where you have the grocery store, the gym,
exactly,
so that people stay in their boxes and their units,
But
instead of dropping billions of dollars on trying to put everybody in a box in their own little area, like create like more open spaces for other people, like
let's just say one of those whole buildings didn't foreclose, like someone doesn't, like, you know what I mean? They should be able to buy it, take it from those people who own it from another country. It's not even Canadian builders, let's just be real. One of those condos, right? That they're building right now.
Yeah.
And it's meant for those type of people. Remember, and those condos have like 30 floors.
Yeah.
You can take if they like qualify, let's just say they qualify. You've been on the road for 10 years straight. Like you can prove it. You know what I mean? Social worker could say it. You know what I mean? You got the paperwork to back. You get that apartment. Your apartment costs you $35 a month, right? Like you pay back. Like they got to do something where. You know
what? If you're looking at it from the city planner's point of view, that's a shitty plan. It's a great plan for the people, for humanity.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right?
Amazing.
Finance, the finance department is going to be like, yo, where the
what?
Where's
35? I'm gonna take this building with 30 floors and then charge each unit $35 just so I can help these homeless people. Man, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm about to charge $3,000 a month for each of these places. Now everybody will be able to stay in their apartment and go to Tim Hortons downstairs in their 15-minute area because everybody's in their 15-minute cities,
making like $1 million a month, $2 million a month.
Yeah.
Easy. Like,
if I'm the shark, bro, I'm like,
I know
that sounds good. I like
great.
your plan there.
But no,
but you know, we'll try that another time.
Yeah, the next lifetime.
leave it on the front desk.
Yeah, like in the next life. I hear you.
I'm gonna go make this billion right now.
I hear you. So then we shouldn't even complain about homelessness at all.
But the thing is, we don't want it, bro. We can't have no more, fam. Like you guys have the money to fix the problem, and you just won't. Like you had the solution right there.
Right there.
One building would probably just move. Yo, fam, you know how many blocks I walk down from downtown, fam?
Bro.
That I see homeless people? That one building that's planned would remove probably a third of the downtown like homelessness.
Yeah.
But they ain't gonna do that, bro. That's not profitable, bro.
Imagine though, you'd have a bunch of certain psychos living in there and
that's the other issue.
That's
too.
Another issue.
You're gonna mix a whole lot of
but you gotta understand.
problems.
You gotta take you take the families, the families who are in the shelters first.
And you said something that was poignant in that who qualify. Right? So now you're in a distressed situation. You know, the bills got crazy, different things like that. You're trying to get back into the mix. You live in one of these units now. You pay your $35 a month until you find a proper job.
Or it could even be $200 a month, but it's geared to your living.
Geared to your living.
You make. They see your checks. They see
everything.
Your
money. You get a great job. Your life starts turning around, and then you can get into the other places and stuff like that. But until then, there's a place so you don't end up homeless.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They have that. They have certain buildings like that,
but they don't have enough of them, or we wouldn't be tripping over homeless people.
A lot of those people haven't left yet. A lot of those people can't leave.
Fam, the waiting list to even get in a government housing building is crazy.
Is this the same way what they did to Region? You know what I mean? They tour have it down and then they had the condos. They have the condos there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still demand them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think a lot of it's still geared to living.
Geared to living.
Yeah, geared to income, right?
Well, listen, man. Salute to all of those people who are not in that area anymore, wherever they've been located to or placed to. You know what I mean? Hold your head and just hopefully things can turn around, man.
Well, they're genderfying it, right? And they know I think there's a law. You have up to a certain amount of time that you can squat on church property.
Yeah.
Because it's a Salvation Army.
It's a hack, right?
Yeah, it's a Salvation Army if you really take it in, right?
Yeah.
So you could actually squat on the grounds of a church and they can't really kick you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a little life hack that people use.
Gem.
We love hip hop.